Amazing parenting. We empower parents to positively impact their children.
Hello parents, Grace here with Amazing Parenting. How are you today? How's your children? How's your family? I'm sure you're going fantastically well on your parenting journey. But in case you're not, no stress, don't worry. On this channel, you'll find over 200 videos on tips, tools, ideas, strategies to help you on your parenting journey. Whether you're a mom, a dad, a granddad, a grandma, you will find some guidance and some support on how you can get through your parenting journey as smoothly as possible. So today we're going to continue talking about how we can nurture empathy in our children. So please get ready, get your cup of juice, some water, go ahead and share this video and let's get straight into it. Okay, so how can we nurture empathy in our children? Like we said, first of all, that sometimes children are mean, unbelievably mean, not just childish mean, you take away a toy and not give it back, but really mean, having no compassion towards another child or to another individual. So what can we do as parents to ensure that our child doesn't turn out like that? So we looked at 5 things before. I'm going to look at another 5 now. Okay, so we can teach kindness through action. So let's say you have older children and younger children. Get your older children to help out with the younger children. Doing homework with them, doing their shoelaces, helping them brush their teeth, showing that kindness, building that kindness between siblings, being kind towards each other. And unless we as parents instill that, making sure our older children help out their younger siblings, they're not going to do it, or they might not think to do it. So let's incorporate that into our homes. Let siblings be kind to each other. And even you have to let the younger children be kind to their older siblings. Sometimes we think because they're the young ones, they don't understand, they don't know. But there are things that they can do. Be mindful of their older siblings. Maybe their older sibling has exams. So that's not the time they need to be running up and down the house, making noise, turning the music up loud, because their older sibling needs the house to be quiet so they can accomplish what they need to do. So you're teaching it both ways, from the older siblings to the younger siblings and the younger siblings to the older siblings. So teach kindness through action. Next one, avoid labeling and shaming. Sometimes our children will do something and you want to label them. You want to say, because this, you label them. Oh, that's how your dad does it. That's what. Let's refrain from doing that, because the moment you shame your child, they're going to look to do that to somebody else. They're going to want to do that to somebody else to alleviate that shame from themselves. So let's avoid labeling our children. Let's avoid shaming our children when they do things wrong, when they get things, not quite right. Shaming them after they've done something. Let's move away from that kind of behavior, because it doesn't instill that nurture, that love, that compassion that we want them to pay forward in somebody else's life. So avoid labeling and shaming. Encourage caring to others. So like we said before, if you have a pet, if you have, plants, let your children see you as parent, be kind. Let your children see you even water the plants, take care of plants. Take care of the pets. You walk the pets. You're nice to the pets. You talk to the pets. Let your children see that kindness. Let them see you kind towards others. Let them see you behave well towards others. And sometimes somebody might have done you wrong, but you still show that compassion to the other person. Let your children see that. Let your children see that even though, that person might not deserve me being kind to them. They might not deserve my kindness. They might not deserve me being, kind towards them. But you do it anyway. Let your children see you do that anyway. And they in turn will do that. Teach emotional repair. So what does that mean? When our children do something wrong, they must come and say sorry. They must say, forgive me, or I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Just that helps them to be compassionate towards somebody else. They do something wrong, they do something bad, they do something to hurt someone, and they just walk off. They just kick up their shoulder and don't care. And you allow that. No. Go back and say sorry. Go back and say sorry to your sibling. Go back and say sorry to your friend. Or write a note. Or send a text. It's important that we teach our children to be compassionate when they have done something wrong. Doesn't take anything away from you when you say, you know what, I'm sorry for doing that. It teaches them accountability as well as compassion, that they can't just get away with doing something mean to someone and just allowing the person just to feel whatever they're going to feel about it. We must teach our children to go back and say sorry. And if you can't get back to that person, send them a message, send them a text, send them a voice note that you're sorry for what happened. Teach that compassion, teach that nurturing. And you as well. Sometimes you might say something to your child that you shouldn't have, or you know, they've said something to you, you know, and they point it out. You say, okay, I didn't know, you know, sorry. Doesn't take anything away from you as mom, as dad, if you say sorry to your child. Teach that, incorporate that in your own parenting. And lastly, create a nurturing, compassionate environment in your home. Let it be the norm that you're compassionate and nice towards each other. That doesn't mean you don't have arguments. That doesn't mean you don't have disagreements. That doesn't mean, you know, you might not shout at, you know, your sibling or your spouse. But the overarching behavior in your home is compassionate. The norm in your home is warmth. The everyday routine in your house is kindness. That's what we need to have in our homes. That's what our children need to be growing up in. That's the environment our children need to be growing up in. So when they have their own homes, when they leave and go to uni, when they leave and start their own work, their own families, that what they've been taught as a child, the compassion they've been shown as a child, they go ahead and show it in their own children's lives, in their own communities, in their own places of work. Teaching our children to be compassionate even when somebody doesn't deserve their compassion. It goes well for you when you're compassionate towards somebody else. So let's take our time and incorporate that nurture in our children to help them to be compassionate to their fellow human beings. Okay, let's remember, all parents can be great parents. It's a journey and we will get there. God bless you.
Amazing parenting. We empower parents to positively impact their children.